meditation, then one can gain so many wonderful, excellent qualities. And we will start, as we usually do, with this sloka. Mano buddha hamkara chittani naham nacha shotra jivve nacha ghrana netre nacha vyoma bhumi na tejo na vayu chidananda rupa shivoham 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 shivoham. Here Shankaracharya, he is giving the same example, giving the same system. If we can forget that we don't belong to this 5 indriyas, pancha indriyas, all our senses and the sense objects, then we can become Shiva. I am not the mind, I am not the intellect, I am not the repository of the intellect, I am not all other, the jivha, grana, etc. So then what I am? Then it says Shiva. Here you will find in the Yoga Shastra also same thing, that you have to analyze, you have to make your perfection over that I don't belong to this. The moment I can do that, the excellent, wonderful, supernatural power one yogi can have. Now, we have already studied this second chapter, third chapter, Bandhakarana Saithalyat Prachara Samvedanachya Chittasya Parasharira Abeshaha. In this Vibhuti Pada, the name of the chapter is Vibhuti, power. Swami Vivekananda is only mentioning power. He is not mentioning supernatural power or some extra yogic power, but it is the only power. It is natural. Why he is not mentioning supernatural? Because these powers are natural. Only we cannot get that as because our mind is entangled with so many other things. That is, the mind is the main reason, main cause. This is the very special for a human being. For other beings, it's the body only, maximum thing, a little bit of thinking they are having, but the main is the body. But for the human being, it is the mind. If the mind is good, the person is good. If the mind is happy, the person is happy. So, the whole this thing we can find that here, that bandhakarana shaithilyat, when the cause of the bondage of the chitta has become loosened. Chitta, what is that chitta? Is the storehouse of different impressions, storehouse of different thoughts, that is the chitta. And they are analyzing in an excellent way when this chitta is loosened, free. The moment we think, so many thoughts come. Only I think day before yesterday, one gentleman has sent me a photograph which was taken, my photograph, which was taken there at Narottam Nagar, and as a group of Marwari people from Marwar, they were having some function. So they came to me, and you know that they put one of their special turban on my head. So, and then they took the photograph. This. I forgot that. This gentleman from somewhere he got, he sent me. Immediately so many thoughts crowded my mind. Where from it came? He didn't mention anything. I have discovered a special photo of yours. Well, then he said. And then it goes on, because nobody else will, because only in my mind. I know those people, I know where the function happened, then what happened, all this. And particularly in Arunachal Pradesh, the in-charge Swamiji, he was having a wonderful place. Because it is jungle, nobody wants to go. So they gave them this thing, that if you become in charge, then you will have a huge bungalow, and by the side of the river there is a special room, like that. That special room is only on the Tila. So I used to enjoy that. I named that Diwani Khas. So like in the style of the Islamic sultans, Diwani Khas, only a few people who used to come to me, special people, I used to attend them over there. And my original office was Diwani Am. Now it has become Am Khas, both. Now this, all these thoughts, but where from these thoughts came? It was not prevalent in my mind. The moment I saw that picture, immediately it came. Where from? There must be a store. Somewhere at the back of my mind, as we call, the store is there, and that is called Chitta. Now, I don't like to think about you. I can stop that thought. It is possible. I like to think about you. It is possible. But can I totally erase the thoughts already accumulated in my store? No. For that we need lot of sadhana. And that is the reason the sannyasis, they go away from their original places. They don't like to remember their family. They don't like to remember anything. But modern days sannyasi, there is no other. That if you like to get a passport or a visa, you have to give all details. So what to do? You have to remember, you have to collect the information, you have to give. So like that only, but if it is, you have to totally forget. Even your birthday, when you were born, I forgot. Like that. The life came when my Guru bestowed me sannyasa, Navajanma, Sadyayata Shivaha. When they give the sannyasa, the Guru is the father. He is giving a name. Previously the other names are there. Mostly, I am sorry to say, the Bengali people, they are very fond of finding out your previous name, what was that? Are you like to? And you are now telling previous, why you are searching for that? It is not a matter of a very good subject for research. You need not to do that. Rather, so but they are very fond of, because one thing what I thought that mostly they cannot pronounce the Sanskrit names. They can't remember the Sanskrit names, pronounce, so easy it becomes. So whatever it may be, but the sannyasi should not try to remember even the date of birth. That's why why all these things? Why all this? To hide? No. Only to go to that deep and eradicate all the impressions from the mind. And then only it is possible. That's why Swami Vivekananda, he said, do you think I belong to India? No. So like that only, it is bandha karana shaithilyat. When the cause of bondage is loosened, what is the cause of the bondage? The bondage is thought, nothing else. We are constantly thinking that we are Indians. It's a bondage. And that's why Swami Vivekananda, when he composed that prayer song, many of you come and sing, many of you know Taji, Jati, Kula, Man. Do you remember that? Taji means giving away, Jati, Kula and Man. Kula means the family tradition, Jati means in the where you have born, and Man is the ego. Oh, I was having this, I was having that, all these things it goes away. Taji, Jati, Kula, Man. And that is called eradicating, erasing totally this Bandha Karana. No, I don't remember, or whatever I did, I forgot. Some people may say that. I don't remember. That is only surface. But deep in the mind, all those things are there. The moment you see that, immediately it will come up. One of our Swamiji, why I am talking? Because this is the main reason. And from here comes all bondages. One of our Swamiji is the vice president. He was going, and another young Swami who used to serve him, he was also in the same car. And we were passing through a place where that boy, that young Swami, he was born, grew up and all that. So he was excited. So he was telling, Swamiji, this is the college I studied, you know. At the back of that, there was a ground we used to play, and this is, and he was quiet. The Swamiji never expressed anything. In the beginning, I was wondering why he is not telling anything. At least, oh, okay, like that, nothing, no expression. So afterwards, when you reached over there, then this boy also, this Swami also, he was wondering why the Swami is not giving any. Then he was telling, many people who will be coming to meet you, I will know them. Because the local people. Then he said, you have not become a sannyasi yet. So look at this. Try to be sannyasi. He didn't mention you have not become a sannyasi. He only mentioned try to be a sannyasi. Then I didn't also, of course, I didn't discuss this with him, but these are the hints. Try to be sannyasi. This the monkhood, the sannyasa is not an ordinary thing. Apparently everything is normal. So where it is special, eradication of the past impressions, everything. And this is very, very difficult. Because all the situation, all this, they will go on poking and poking that you belong to this, you are this, you are that. It's very bad. For those, very bad for whom? For those who like to get freedom. Freedom from where? Bondage. What is the bondage? Birth and death circle. Otherwise, for other people, this is very good. One of the prime ministers, he never hesitated to tell that I used to sell the tea, and from there only I have come up to this. It's good. People are clapping, people are wondering, oh, this is good. So this is the totally different thing. He is remembering everything, and that is very good. And other places also, some people, they will be telling about this. Immediately after the retirement, all these great people, they will be writing all their, it's very good. But Swami Bireshwarananda ji, if you said, the Swamiji, whether Swami Vivekananda met you at that time, etc., your maternal uncle, it happened. But your maternal uncle was carrying you, he was a small little baby that time. Then Swami Vivekananda was in Madras, and he was coming down from the upstairs. Still that house is there. It's called Ice House. And when he was coming down, he saw the little baby on the lap of a gentleman. Naturally, as we also do, he patted and put his hand on his head, and that's much. Then he never liked to remember even that. Why you are talking about that? It's not necessary. Then when we asked him, you have seen Swami Vivekananda? Then he said, I have not seen Swamiji. Swamiji has seen me. The baby, it cannot remember, so I have not seen Swamiji. Swamiji has seen me, jokingly. So all these things, little that life that teaches. That we have to understand. And bandha karana shaithilyat prachara samvedanatya. The chitta has become loosened, and by the knowledge of its channel of activity enters another's body. Chittasya parasharira avesha. Chittasya, that mind, parasharira. Now it goes to that very, very special, we can say supernatural power. That person can enter into the body of others. How? Because now in his mind there is nothing. So he acquires some power that very moment, and he can go inside the mind and the body of that person. How he is entering? Only the mind that goes into the mind of that person. So in this way we were reading. Now udana jayat, it says another step. Udana jayat jala panka kantakadishu asanga utkrantischa. The slowly if we read and breaking, it is very easy to understand. Udana, what is that udana? Again, we have to really thank these people, our ancestors. This Hindu dharma, the Sanatana dharma, it analyzed each and everything. Now there is some air is there inside the body, and that is actually acting inside the body, and they said it is 5. Is prana, apana, vyana, udana and samana. Look at it. And I don't know why everything 5. So always they liked it 5. So pancha kosha, this vayu, all this. So this pancha vayu, it's called vayu. It's a force inside. So sometimes we are belching one kind of vayu, the air, it is working. So like that, if it is not there, the external pressure, it will break us. In the general science it says. So this prana and apana, then comes vyana, then udana. This udana, on that, if we can concentrate, and if you can conquer that udana, then what power you get? The nerve current that is, it goes, all this upper part of the body, when it is that udana is the master of the upper part of the body, lightweight. This yogi becomes so lightweight that he will never sink. And he will never sink in the water, and can walk on the thorns and can stand on the fire. It is possible. So that concentration, that power is really excellent. So that is the main thing. One of our brahmacharis in our training center, he got to some extent this, but he was very much afraid. He is a monk now. But when he used to meditate, he used to feel that his body is becoming light. And usually that summer time, the very hot in that Belur Math. So we used to sit on the terrace, on the rooftop. So flat rooftop, so we used to go and sit over there, and that body is becoming light as if going up, and so afraid that I may fall. So naturally, he used to get up and go down, and the senior Swami told, you need not to practice now sitting like that, because you are afraid. And rather you go and sit on your bed and do that. So these are is it possible? Very ordinary person, but when he was practicing continuously for 2 years, it is possible. Not that he was very much conscious about the udana, vyana, etc., but mind was becoming concentrated. Unfortunately, he was afraid, and he forgot that. Had he continued, it would have been easy for him to travel to America without passport, because the body would have been so light and he could travel. So these are the main things, and all these powers really comes because those who are practicing, they know many of it. So prana, apana, vyana, udana and samana. These are the 5 vayus, and if you are concentrating on that, then one can walk on the thorns and the water. There's a story. There's a father, and traditional way he went, he was visiting some of the places. He went to an island and he saw 5 persons. They are worshipping Jesus Christ, they are Christians in that sense, but they are practicing meditation, yoga, on all these things. Then this father told, "Oh, you should not do this, it don't belong to us. In our tradition it is nothing, you only pray, that's all." So how to pray we don't know. We are only concentrating on the image of Jesus. We are only concentrating on the picture of Jesus. These poor 5, we are very, very ignorant. We belong to this land, the isolated land. Nobody came to teach us. So please tell us. Then he narrated the whole thing, read out from the Bible, and all these things happened. Then afterwards, when he was coming back from the island, he was in a boat, he was coming back, almost the middle of that big river, vast river, he saw that those 5, they're coming running towards him over the water. They're running over the water. They came and told from that, "Oh sir, will you please be kind enough to repeat all those things, because we have forgotten what you told. We are ignorant people, we can't remember so many things. Please tell us in gist what you told." Then he folded his hand and told, "I need not to say anything to you, because you have already gained so much of power." Just because they were concentrating, so all their previous consciousnesses and the impressions that were subdued, and this yogic power naturally came to them. And when they are walking, running on the water, they were not aware. They were only thinking that we have to reach to that person to know what he told, we have forgotten. Look at it. So this way, this is a story again, but it is possible. And here Swamiji said, if you can, the Patanjali Rishi, he is telling that if you can concentrate on the udana, that particular force, then this power will come to you. Then the 40th, and according to Swami Vivekananda is 41 sloka, it doesn't matter, it is the same. It says, "Somana jayat jalanam." And we were talking about the 5, now the udana, vyana, and finally comes samana. What is this samana? As another force. And that is keeping the whole body of our personality in the same form. Right from the toe up to the head, it's constantly moving. That is the master of all the vayus. And here it says, if you are concentrating on that, so you will find that normally those who are worshipping, they will be keeping a flower on the head and thinking that a light is going down from the head up to the toe. Why toe? Because people say, "Oh no, not my feet." Because from the top to toe, as we call, everything, each and every part become pure. And when you are concentrating on that purity, and it is possible the samana, that we are concentrating on samana. And when you are concentrating on samana, what happens? Swami Vivekananda is giving the narration like this. By conquest of the samana, the force which governs the prana, he is surrounded by a blaze of light. That's a halo. That is the main thing. Sometimes the holy people, we always draw a light, extra light outside his body. And some people, they say, it can be seen because of these. And Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, when he was practicing, from his body this light was emanating, and all people were attracted. So much beauty. Even Swami Vivekananda, there's so much attractiveness. Because of that, the yogi. So they pray, please do not give the expression in outside, because the people will come and then it will create problem. So that is the reason it says it is possible. And the light comes out of the body. When a person is practicing this Somana concentration, light comes out of the body. Those who have studied the biography of Sri Ramakrishna, you know that Bhairavi Brahmani, that lady who gave a mantra to Sri Ramakrishna. In another way, this is really revolutionizing, because a lady is giving the mantra to a Brahmana is unthinkable in those days, but Sri Ramakrishna accepted that lady as his guru, and her name was Bhairavi. Another name was there, but they used to call him Bhairavi Brahmani. This Bhairavi Brahmani, she was having other two disciples also apart from Sri Ramakrishna. They were totally three. And all of them were very highly in the spiritual upliftment, or you can say in the yoga power was there. Two of them they lost because of that power. One, he could travel anywhere. His body, he could make it so light, he could travel to anywhere. Then naturally he used to go to the rich people's houses and all that, because he was having that, the desire was there. What these people are doing, let me see. With the yogic power, he used to travel, and then slowly he lost all those power. And the second one, he came to Sri Ramakrishna, and he could bring out light out of his own body. That power was there. When Sri Ramakrishna and they were walking in the Dakshinesha, it was very dark. And naturally Sri Ramakrishna was carefully walking. Then he said, "Oh, you need not to be afraid. I am bringing light." So he concentrated, brought out the light, whole road was lighted. Thakur walked over that, he reached back, and then he told, "Give me that power to me, give that power to me." He took out that power from him. Why? Because that was a hindrance. Constantly in the subconscious mind, he used to think, "I am powerful, I am powerful, I am powerful, I am having this capacity, I am having that capacity." So his mind is not humble. One has to be very humble. I don't have anything. Oh my God, I don't have anything. Then we went to see that Meera, you know the life of Meera. Then they gave him the poison to kill her. And when they said that this poison has been sent by your husband, and being a wife, she is supposed to accept anything that is coming from the husband, but she knew that it is poison. But then she offered it to God and said, "You have sent it? Okay, no problem. What maximum will happen? I will die. Nothing else. But I cannot insult that way. The person who is now as my husband is nothing but you. Through him, you are sending this." So see the 100% faith, and nothing happened to Meera. The yogic power. The same thing happened to Shiva. When he was drinking the whole of that poison, nothing happened to him. Yogic power. The yoga gives a tremendous power, and here it says it can give you a power by which you can bring out the light, and the whole body will be lighted. And it happened, really it happened in the life of Sri Ramakrishna, and Bhairavi Brahman is one of her disciple. Then the next aphorism, it says, "Sotra akashayoho sambandha sanyamat divyam shrotram." Shrotra means the ear, and akasha is the ether. And these two, when a person is meditating, concentrating on the relation of these two. I am speaking, you are listening. And this is so natural, so normal. When something difficulty comes in our ear, we go to the doctor, then we can understand that we are not hearing, we are not, though the sounds are all around, I can't hear something wrong. So when it is so natural, but we don't think that ear, in between the akasha, this space which is apparently nothing is there, this is carrying these sounds to your ear. Now the relation of the sound and the ear, concentrating on that, just scientifical. So people, the scientists, they always go to this type of questions. What is the relation between this and this? And they will be researching on that, concentrating on that, examining on that again and again, and come out with a result. And this is wonderful result comes. So this is possible by this way, this is possible by that way. So all these discoveries that we find because of this inquisitiveness and the inquiry. Here also we find the inquiry, the inquisitiveness. But one can, if one can concentrate on that, so now we are mostly devotees. We don't bother about all these things. For us, the mind should be devoted to God, and we get the pleasure in that, that is sufficient. But this we are discussing about the yoga, it's a special subject. And this has no emotion, only discrimination, dispassion, vichara, etc. This discrimination means I am listening your words, but how it is working? Scientifically, there is some reasons are there. But when you are concentrating on the relation of the ear and the space, the ether, concentrating on that particular thing, what happens? It says you develop a special power by which you can listen to far away sounds. Sambandha sanyamat. Sanyama means concentration. Sambandha means relation. What is that sambandha? On which? Sotra akashayoho. Sotra the ear, akasha, that's the ether or the space. That is the relation, sambandha, that relation. If you are sanyama, if you are concentrating, then what is the result? Divyam shotram. You can hear, get the power to listen from far away distances, you can listen. So that these are the power, yogic power. They could listen to all this. Sitting somewhere, but they could listen. So this way we can. Then the next comes akasha, kaya and akashaya. Kaya means the sharir, this body, kaya. And the akashaya, akashaya again, the sky, and not this type of sky, is the space, we can say the ether. Sambandha sanyamat is the air and the akasha, and this is the body and the akasha. And what is their relation? Over there, if we can do laghu tula samapattehi cha akasha gamanam. Now, if one can concentrate on the relation of the body and the ether and the akasha and the space, what is the relation of it? If one can concentrate on that, then slowly, slowly he can get that type of power where he can fly in the sky and it can make, just like whole body can be very, very light. It can make. Now, when we read the Ramayana, we think it's all the cock and bull stories. Hanumana, he was sitting over there, and then they came to know the Sita, they were searching for Sita. Then the information came, the Sita is there in the Sri Lanka, not Lanka, not Sri, only Lanka. And now we have to reach over there. How? there is no bridge and there is no other ships and boats, then who can go, who can go, they were thinking. Then they turned at Hanumana. And he told that one person came and told Hanumana, they say, in the book they say, he reminded him about his own power. That's all. What is that power? This yogic power. Swami Vivekananda is mentioning Hanumana was a great yogi. And he could make all his body, such a huge body, suddenly very light. So Hanumana, when he was traveling, he told, okay, he remembered, yes, I can do that. Then he sat, meditated, concentrated, got that. Then he made two things. Think of it. First, he made his body huge, so that when he is coming and jumping, that means his force will be very fast. So he has to cover the huge, that ocean, the stress, and then reach to other outside land, that island, which is Lanka. He made his body huge, but just light, like a feather. So when he was flying, he was just traveling. So it is possible. So why constantly we say that those Ramayana stories are all useless? Why not we go to the pages of this Yoga Sutra, and why they not practice it? Many of people, they have practiced. So this way it is possible they can, just by meditating on the body, they can make it light and can fly. And the next it says, Bahi akalpita vritti mahavideha tata prakasha abarana shayaha. Then 43rd sloka, by making concentration on the thought waves of the mind. These thought waves of the mind, sometimes there is a process of meditation. Many people, when they are teaching meditation, they will ask, concentrate on the thought waves. This Shivanandaji Maharaj, in some places he has told, when you are trying to meditate, you concentrate on the thought waves. Separate yourself from the thoughts and then concentrate on that thought. You see where it is traveling, what it is thinking, what it is doing. Just like you are not of that thought, it is separate. So concentrate on the thought waves of the mind outside of the body. When you are bahi akalpita vrittihi mahavideha, then what happens? Great disembodiment. Maha, great. Videha, no body consciousness. Embodiment, that body consciousness is totally lost. This Maha, disembodiment, all coverings can be removed from the light of knowledge. So all knowledge will dawn, all knowledge will come only if one can meditate on the thoughts outside his body. So this we can practice. This is possible. When you are sitting, you take out all your thoughts. What are the thoughts now today is prevalent in my mind? That I have to do this, I have to do that. So many people, they will be having the church. Now all these things are over here and I am looking at it. And then I see what I am going to do. What are my thoughts are thinking? Oh, this is not very important, I am not going to attend that. I can skip from there, I can do this, I can do that. Not inside my mind, but outside the body. If we can do that, many of the people can practice, it is possible to do that, then what happens? Slowly, videha, your body consciousness is totally absent. You get total freedom. The videha, when the body consciousness is absent, then all the bondages go away. Problem is for the human being, there is two things. One is mind, another is the body. The body is the gross thing, just like any other things, Mind is a consciousness, but actually it is not conscious. It is the reflection of the consciousness. Now, this mind and body, it comes, and the reflection of the consciousness, it is present within our body through our mind. And what is that mind? Also thought waves, lot of thought waves. Hey, can you please open the window? I think it is tough, you know. Please, window open. So, these thought waves, if we can concentrate, now this concentration is on the outside of the body. This is most important. See, when many of you have taken the initiation from Ramakrishna Mission, and when you take the initiation, then what they do, they ask you to meditate outside. You have to present yourself that you are outside of your body, and then you are looking at you as a separate entity, and there your God is sitting, Ishta Devata, and you are concentrating, doing the puja and all these things, sitting outside. Why again and again outside? Because the body consciousness. The more, one little, very small little girl came yesterday, when I was asking her, what is your name? Everybody was telling, tell your name, tell your name. I gave her a candy, but she only took the candy but never mentioned the name. Why this? Because then I told them, oh, you need not to worry about, because the attachment of the body and the name has not come. Then afterwards, when the attachment of that name and the body comes, then I also comes, I consciousness. And when that I consciousness comes, all problem. Then that child will want to see that particular name everywhere. So, this is the problem. We become totally attached with what? With the body. And the body we are attaching how? Thinking that this is me. When I am thinking that this is me, that type of attachment is coming, and all this problem. And it says, if you can concentrate this bahikalpita, if you are imagining very strongly, you are imagining, concentrating all your thoughts, but you are not inside the body, outside the body, then prakasha avarana. Prakasha means expression. Avarana is the coverage, and all that coverage, it falls down. What remains? Truth. Only the knowledge will be there. Then last it says, I think this will be one or two. So, I don't, so this I will expand, then we will stop. Sthula, Swarupa, Sukshma, Anvaya, these are the words. Those who attend regularly, for them it is easy, because again and again these terminologies are coming. If you go to the engineers, the terminologies they are using is very difficult. When the construction in our basement was happening, all the terminologies they were using, it was so confusing for me. I was not understanding what is it, what is that. Slowly I came to know, oh, this is very simple, only the terminology, the way they were expressing, that is only different. So, that way this is sthula, the gross, Swarupa, Sukshma, subtle, Annaya, I will explain this afterwards, Arthavatva Sanyamat Bhutajaya. Bhutajaya means one gains mastery of the elements. Bhuta means, usually we say Bhuta, Preta, means the ghost, and no, it is not that. This here, the Bhuta means element. Pancha Bhuta is a great discovery of the Hinduism. Anything that we see is nothing but the combination of Pancha Bhuta. Now, the Bhuta means elements. What are the elements? Then the earth, air, fire, water, Pancha this. This fire and all these things, they combine together. Now, when the fire is combining, is supposed to burn? No, it's the uttapa. Only whenever you will find in any body, there is the tapa, that is the fire. Tapa means the heat. So here it says, by concentrating on the gross, subtle forms of the elements. Gross form, the earth, and the subtle form of the earth, what is that? So that over that, the gross and the subtle form of the elements, essential characteristics. What is the characteristics? The fire, it burns, it gives the light, the water is soft. So like that is the characteristics, and the inherence of the gunas in them. What are the qualities in them? See how deep they go. The yogis, how deep they go. The teachers of yoga, what do you mean by yoga? Mostly it is hatha yoga. Both are yoga. But hatha yoga means very easy. Sit like this, then do that, and then people are happy and they can do, sometimes they won't. So whenever I go, when they ask me to teach the hatha yoga, I make the breathing exercise little difficult so that they can appreciate, oh, great yogi. So if you teach them very simple thing, they will say, oh, this is nothing. But if you something very difficult, oh, this is wonderful. See, Swamiji taught us, we couldn't practice it. So they is very happy there. Very simple, but we don't like to receive, we don't like to accept. Why? Because it is simple. But the whole religion is nothing but so simple. What is the simpleness? That I am not these which I am thinking I am. So that you have to go to the element. What are the elements? This pancha bhuta. And then pancha bhuta, the gross, and it is coming to the subtle. When it is very subtle, then the individual experience to provide that the individual gains the mastery of the elements. Now I will read out from the explanation of this Swami Vivekananda. Before that, let me give you 2, 3, 9. Akasha, Vayu, Teja, Apa, Shiti. These are the 5 elements. And what is the Shukshma, Rupa, Rasa, Shabda, Sparsha, Gandha. Now Sharupa, that is the actually what it means. What is that Akasha? What is the Vayu? What is that? So here it says, suppose the hardness of the earth, softness of the water, and the warmth of the Teja, and the flowing of the Vayu, and everywhere all pervadingness is the Akasha. Now Shukshma, that is called Tanmatra. This all externally we can understand. It's called gross. We say Sthula. Sthula is very easy. But what is the Shukshma? Some of the people, they don't like to take food even cooked or offered by some other people. Food is the same. And externally it is all same. But the way they are preparing, I mean thoughts, when they are thinking, that's why Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, when somebody is dead, you should not, though if you are very serious about the spiritual life, should not take the final rite, whatever they offer, the Shraddha Anna, that you should not eat. Not for all, for only for those who are trying to control. Why? Because this Tanmatra. This Tanmatra is very subtle, but it is present. When you come to the ashrama, yesterday so many people visited, and I was wondering, all of them were telling, oh Swamiji, it is so peaceful place. The moment we enter, it's so peaceful. Look at the word. When we entered, it's so peaceful, not outside. This type of scenery everywhere in America. All these green grasses, green and all, everywhere. Then where they got the peace? Not in the outside, but inside the ashrama. Why? Tanmatra. What is that tanmatra? The subtle presence of the thoughts. When you are thinking about God, when you are thinking about the goodness, constantly so many people, for so many days, and it slowly it forms over there, and that's called tanmatra. When Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna went to see a place, other people they were mentioning this is the birthplace of Sri Chaitanya. He went, he will know, I am not feeling. It cannot be the place of the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then when he was coming back, he was on the boat, and suddenly he stood up on the boat and he said, look, they are coming, look, they are coming. Oi elo, look, they are coming. Who? Chaitanya. He is coming, the Mahaprabhu, he is coming and entering into the person of Sri Ramakrishna. And then he said, it must be here. That means his house was here, where he was born, where he grew up. And then they admitted, yes. The whole village went inside that river. But to tell people, if we say that it has been in the river, no one will come. To keep up the, what is called tourism, so we kept this. So that is the time of the Sri Ramakrishna. And how could he? Like the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's two disciples, they went to the Vrindavan. You know, the whole Vrindavan, it was nothing but forest. And the very thorny trees all over, now even it is there. And they went, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, you go and find out all the places connected with the life of Sri Krishna. Go and meditate on particular that what happened. When the Krishna is coming back with the cowherds and other boys, where they came, from where they crossed the river, where they used to bathe, where they used to play, all these things you go and meditate, concentrate, you will find out that particular place. And all the places today that we see in Vrindavan, in India, it was discovered by them, not by any archaeological things, but through meditation. How they could find it? Tanmatra. The subtle presence of that, still it is there. So whenever we go to a temple, and when you find the presence of God, some temples are so neat and clean, so beautiful, so big, so decorative, but you feel like coming to a museum, but not a temple. So this is, they say, that you have to understand, the Sukshmatta means Tanmatra. Annitayatta means, Annitayatta, three gunas. What is Sattva, Raja and Tama? This Annitayatta. Apovarga Sampadane, and when it becomes the object. That I was just trying to give you the word meaning. Now Swami Vivekananda, he is explaining like this. The yogi makes concentration on the elements, first on the gross element and then on the finer states. Now sometimes the normal way we tell people to concentrate on a lamp. First the lamp, whole lamp you can see, or a candle, the complete candle you can see, candle stand also, and the part of the room, then the candle stand, then the candle, then the flame. Then slowly to subtle. These are all gross things. Then it goes to subtle. And when it goes to subtle means you forget that room, you forget that candle stand, then you forget that candle itself, then only you are remembering the flame. And you then afterwards you completely forget about the flame and you see the light. That is called Shukshma Tattva, the subtlety of the whole thing. What is that light? How it is emanating? Everywhere that light is there. And then you feel the warmth of it. The yogi, when concentrating like this Samannaya is taken up more by a sect of the Buddhist that Swami Vivekananda is mentioning. They do it. There is Theravadi. Among the Buddhists, there is Theravadi Buddhists are there. So they do this type of, nowadays in America and Europe, one type of meditation has become very famous. Most of the people, they go and we have gone and taken the meditation course, this Theravadi Buddhism, they say like this: you concentrate on the air that you are inhaling, you concentrate on the air that is exhaling, you concentrate on your body parts, how your heart is throbbing, concentrate on that. So, that is a special system that they have developed, that is called Buddhist. They take a lamp of a clay and make the concentration on that, and gradually they begin to see the fine materials of which it is composed, and when they have known all the fine materials in it, they get power over the elements. So, with all the elements, the yogi can conquer them all. So, by these what happens? We can conquer everything. And that is why we have seen that there was a great sage was there. He used to worship only goddess Shiva, and another sage was there, used to worship Kali. This Shiva, that he was in Kashi, and that he used to go to the Ganges when he is hungry. He will go to the Ganges and he will say, "Mother, I am hungry, give me milk." He is simply shouting and taking the same water from the Ganges. The moment he is picking it up, it is becoming milk in his palm, and he is drinking. And then the fruits are coming up from inside the Ganges. He is eating, sitting over there, as if somebody is feeding him. How could it be possible? By changing the elements of these. The tattva means the elements. When you are changing the element, everything is possible. That tattva they mastered. How they could master? Sthula, Sarupa, Sukshma, Annaya, Arthabatta, Samyamat, Bhutajaya. The Bhuta means all these elements. When they have this, then next class we will study from the 45th aphorism. Thank you for coming over here. Now, all these elements that we are discussing, they are very interesting, but we have to ask ourselves what we want. We want all this power, or we want the real knowledge, and that is God. Whether we want the peace of mind, that which Ma Saradamani Devi said, if you want peace, so that peace is God, the peace of mind is God. If we want that, only we should study this, and we should know it is possible, but not much of attention on this. Then if we like to practice, you have to have a proper guidance, otherwise there may be some problem. Now, let us conclude by uttering this mantra. Before I conclude, let me announce one or two things over here. One is that in 2013, I gave a 3 days spiritual retreat in Ganges, and that was on preparation for God realization. Step by step, how to prepare that was many, they wanted to get it, then we lost the cassette, somehow recently they found it, and from there some copy they have made. So, it is available in our bookstore, preparation for God realization, and the whole 3 days lecture, and is $5. Then there is a why should we meditate, the second part has come. You know that one disciple of mine, he is there, an American gentle boy, and he always listened to all these things that we are speaking. He is listening over there, and from here sometimes I am coming over here, then fixing all that dead time that he removes and makes the CD 25 lectures, that means 25 hours. That way, one already published, second now they have published. That is why should we meditate. This is also available, this is new. And third is a wonderful T-shirt we have, as because the summer approaches. So, we thought that people are mostly coming with the t-shirts, and if there is something written on the t-shirt, will you please stand up and just turn, look at it. Thank you very much. So each soul is potentially divine. So this is a great message of Swami Vivekananda. Some people may read it, may wonder, may thought, just to ignite that thought. How come it is possible? So that is there. And then finally this retreat is coming, and it will be in the next weekend, the retreat. And Swami is coming from Canada, Toronto. He is a very good pujari, is a famous in our order. So I requested him to give the retreat on. Retreat means it will start on Friday evening, and he will give a introductory speech, then the whole Saturday, then Sunday it conclude and will come back. The science of ritualistic worship and Homa. So this will be the topic. And Homa in practical we will show. We have a house, and there Homa Kunda is there. So we call it Yajna Shala. There is a place for Homa, and there we will show how you should arrange the woods, how one should start the Homa, and what type of offering, what type of mantra. It is like this. To those who are interested, it will be a wonderful teaching for them practically. And then in the puja also he will show, and there it is on the Saturday morning. Sunday morning I will chant along with all who will be attending that. A total this chanting will be the Narayana Shuktam. This Narayana Shuktam, the complete chanting I will do over there. So if you are interested, you can please enroll your name, and food and all other arrangements all are there. Now let us chant this sloka and conclude. This is the Shankaracharya's mentioning. In the beginning we were telling that it is negative, negative, negative. I am not, I am not, I am not. Now it says positive, positive. I am, I am. What is I am? Aham nirvikalpo nirakara rupo. Nirakara. Akara means the form. I have no form, and I am changeless. Vibhutvacha sarvatra sarvendriyanam. All the indriyas, all the senses, I am not attached with all this, and I am everywhere. Nava sangatam naiva muktir namiya. I am unfathomable, and I am totally free. And why the mukti, the freedom that I am thinking, it doesn't belong to me, because I am already free. And then it says Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham Satchit Ananda Sarupa. I am Shiva, I am Shiva. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat.